We've been talking a lot at this point, guys, about Killzone and the future of this franchise, but I want to talk about everything that we know so far about the next potential installment in the Killzone franchise, which I've been calling Killzone 4, guys, but just for the sake of, since obviously the number of games that have come out at this point are already 4, we'll say that this is Killzone 5 and everything that we know so far about Killzone 5 for the sake of the video. So let's talk about it. So, guys, we've talked on a number of occasions about Killzone, so, you guys can check out all of my Killzone content on the YouTube channel right now, but what we'll go through quickly here is the release timeline. So we had Killzone, the number 1, in 2004, you had Liberation in 2006, 2009 is when you had your next addition to the franchise or main entry in the series, Killzone 2, a couple years after that, Killzone 3 in 2011, and then Mercenary and Shadowfall, which is technically Killzone 4 that came out in 2013, so a couple years after Killzone 3. We haven't seen a continuation of this franchise up to this point, guys, and we're in 2020 now. So where could this game be? And what's pretty much all of the different things that we know so far about the game? So this is an article, guys, that was written by Sarmad Lilla of Segment Next. Killzone is one of the best shooters around, but we haven't seen an installment since Killzone Shadowfall. The game released alongside PlayStation 4 during its launch month. Killzone Shadowfall, while not really a major hit for Sony, still managed to garner critical and commercial success. The series has since been on the ice for close to 5 years. However, the series needs to make a comeback, and there couldn't be a better time. Killzone Shadowfall developer Guerrilla Games released Horizon Zero Dawn on PlayStation 4, and now when we are on the verge of PlayStation 5's arrival, it feels like now is the best time for Killzone Shadowfall's return, or, of course, Killzone 5. While some may think Guerrilla Games is working on Horizon Zero Dawn 2, there is more going on at the studio than meets the eye. It is an open secret that Killzone creator is currently busy with the next Horizon Zero Dawn game. There is something else going on behind the scenes as well. Rumor has it that Sony is working on a new Killzone game with former Rainbow Six Siege development talent. The next Killzone game is being developed by Chris Lee, who was once a part of Rainbow Six Siege's multiplayer team. So look, guys, these things, obviously, it's not confirmed yet. Horizon Zero Dawn 2 is not confirmed, and neither is Killzone 5. However, the signs, there's some signs showing us that Horizon Zero Dawn 2 is definitely what they're working on. I think they're definitely working on Horizon Zero Dawn 2, but they might be working on Killzone 5 at the same time. They might be working on a couple of projects here, guys, instead of just one at this point. It's really hard to say. We're going to have to wait for official announcements, but it is very interesting that they're picking up people from the Rainbow Six Siege multiplayer team. They are, of course, other developers who used to work on the Killzone franchise are coming back, which is kind of leading us to some it's very interesting, to say the least. It doesn't, obviously, not all meets the eye with Guerrilla Games, and I would actually be kind of surprised if they announced that they're working on both titles. Just because, I mean, obviously Guerrilla Games is growing, but usually these development teams are working on one project at a time, and if that's changing, that'd be interesting. But I will say that Killzone 5 on the Decima engine, guys, that might be something special. There's no news regarding the upcoming game, but it isn't far-fetched to think it is developed on Decima engine. The game engine has been used for Death Stranding as well as Horizon Zero Dawn. It's a powerful, capable engine that can handle amazing levels of details and complex gameplay. Killzone multiplayer seems to be a focus for Sony since they have hired an expert, someone who did an amazing job on Rainbow Six Siege. And, the other thing here is, guys, is we've got not only is Sony looking at this probably from a perspective of a multiplayer component, because there's been rumor that Horizon Zero Dawn 2 was going to have multiplayer, which I think would be great for the franchise, but maybe they want to have specific multiplayer components to Horizon Zero Dawn or to Killzone 5, and Horizon Zero Dawn 2, maybe that's going to just be a single player, exclusive, right? that's just going to have a single player experience, and that's pretty much it. Maybe some co-op stuff, but it sounds like maybe, just maybe, Killzone 5 is being worked on, but it's going to be just a multiplayer experience, or it might be a story, but it's mainly a multiplayer experience, which might be very interesting in today's market as a first-person shooter. I think that, guys, I love the package deals, and I've said this on a number of occasions. But is it possible that they're working on a single-player experience for Horizon Zero Dawn 2 right now, and at the same time a multiplayer component specific for Killzone 5? We'll kind of have to wait and see, guys. If that were the case and they weren't going to do a story or co-op modes with Killzone 5, I think they might just reboot Killzone or do a soft reboot, so to speak. And that would be something that I would definitely be interested to see if they actually, if they actually would do that. If at the end of the day, guys, it comes down to we're either going to get a Killzone 5 with just a multiplayer experience or no Killzone 5 at all, I'll take the Killzone 5 with a multiplayer experience. In an article, guys, that was written by Emily Clark of Segment Next, Guerrilla Games, the studio behind hit video games like Killzone and Horizon Zero Dawn, has posted a new job listing to work on an unannounced title, possibly a new multiplayer Killzone. You might be thinking the unannounced game could be anything, but upon further inspection of the listing, you'll find that they are specifically looking for someone who has expertise in systems like matchmaking, tournaments, clans, and leaderboards. Now look, guys, when you look at that, obviously, it sounds like, oh yeah, this very well might be Killzone. However, Horizon Zero Dawn 2 very well may have matchmaking, and so that's something you also have to look at, is maybe they're thinking about doing, a multiplayer experience for Horizon Zero Dawn 2. Tournaments, clans, leaderboards, I can see clans, but leaderboards and tournaments, I can't really see that with Horizon Zero Dawn 2. But maybe, just maybe. Furthermore, the listing links to more information on the server technology for one of Guerrilla Games' previous titles, Killzone Shadowfall. The whole listing is definitely worth the read, and the most interesting section of the listing is the what you'll do part. You will build a robust backend that can scale up to serve many concurrent users. You will work on systems like matchmaking, tournaments, clans, and leaderboards. You will cooperate with game designers to achieve the vision for the game. You will work on systems to test and deploy a new server set without downtime. That sounds like, to me, they are really going to work. They're working specifically on something here, at least with this job listing. They are working on a multiplayer component heavily. One thing that really is interesting to me is you will build a robust backend that can scale up to serve many concurrent users. Now, that can mean a couple of things, guys, but that almost sounds like they're working on maybe, one map, lots of people on one map, like a battle royale, maybe a battle royale, or just obviously having multiple servers that are going to be having a lot of different game modes, which also I think would be really great. I'd like Killzone to come out with like a fully, loaded different kinds of game modes within their multiplayer. Battle royale somewhere down the road, I'd be totally down to see what that would look like with Killzone. But that it kind of sounds to me that this very well might be a Killzone 5, guys. There might be a chance, and if you're a big Killzone fan like myself, this is definitely giving you some hope. But none of this has been 100% confirmed as of we're getting a Killzone 5 or we're getting a Horizon Zero Dawn 2. I think everyone knows that we're definitely going to be getting a Horizon Zero Dawn 2. The big question has been, will we see a Killzone 5? The listing mentions several networking terms that hint at the game being multiplayer. Combine that with them linking to Killzone Shadowfall, and one of the logical conclusions that come up is that Guerrilla is working on a new multiplayer Killzone game. A new Killzone game has been long overdue. The series was the front and center of PlayStation games ever since the very first game released back in 2004 for the PS2. The last entry was Shadowfall back in 2013 for PlayStation 4. Everything has gone cold since then. There are also chances that the next Killzone game could be in development for the PlayStation 5. And guys, look, I've said this on multiple occasions. Killzone 1 to 3 were incredible in my opinion. I thought that they were kind of on track if they would have just kept making these these great Killzone games. It could have competed against some of the other big juggernauts in the FPS genre. The thing about it is that Killzone is an exclusive to PlayStation, which kind of obviously hurts it, or it kind of keeps it just on the PlayStation. It's not something that everyone can play like on Xbox and such. But That being said, Shadowfall was definitely, in my opinion, even though I thought the graphics were great, I thought that some of the multiplayer components were great as well. The story, to me, wasn't as strong as the first three, and so it was a little bit of a fall, no pun intended, in my opinion, with Shadowfall. But a Killzone 5 multiplayer components, and it's just multiplayer, and that's all they're focused on, they could make a pretty special multiplayer experience, in my opinion. Earlier this year, several rumors pointed towards Sony working on a new Killzone game with former Rainbow Six Siege multiplayer development team member Chris Lee. Other rumors said that the new Killzone game is being developed on Decima Engine, the same game engine used for Death Stranding, as well as Horizon Zero Dawn, another game from Guerrilla. And so, if it's on Decima Engine, that's the other thing, guys, is that this could be something really special, like graphically on the PlayStation 5. If it was like a PlayStation 5 exclusive, or imagine if it comes out on the PS5, but it's free to play. How huge could Killzone be at that point? Guys, Killzone 5 is definitely something that I think a lot of people in the community want. I know a lot of people, at least in the Killzone community, absolutely want a continuation of this franchise, and I do as well. And really at this point, we know that from the things that we kind of know, that being like all of these job listings and things of that nature, there's definitely hope here. We don't know for sure, but there is some hope here without a doubt. And this is pretty much everything that we know so far about Killzone 5. I want to hear from all of you guys. What do you guys think about the idea of a Killzone 5? Let me know in the comment section below. What would you guys want to see in this game? Would you only want a multiplayer component? Would you want a full package like I always like? Or would you like them just to work on mainly a multiplayer component to make it just a really great experience on multiplayer? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And for more Killzone 5 content and videos, stay here with Zero TV.